We've gotten amazing feedback with like, oh my gosh, your deck looks stunning. I'm Sean Green, co-founder and CEO of Arternal. We build relationship management, sales workflow, and data tools for art galleries, art dealers, and anybody who is in the business of dealing art. When you're creating a new area of a particular market, like our vertical is art galleries, art gallery owners, dealers who are dealing art, and the challenge is being able to communicate your value to these dealers. But another challenge is also being able to communicate what you do to an investor who's going to invest in the business. So when we were meeting with investors, there was a challenge around like, is the market really big enough? Or, is this opportunity something that's venture backable or venture fundable? And so we reached out to GhostRanch to be able to understand, one, how do you create a story that is succinct, that packs a punch, and that visually gets the message across to the VC, but also as they're reading and trying to understand what our value proposition is into the market and how they were going to be able to, make money off of their investment with Arternal. I definitely did have trepidations on, is it possible that, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to be able to get this? Because communicating our vision wasn't the easiest. I mean, VCs don't know a lot about the art market, right? So again, that's a barrier. I don't look like Mark Zuckerberg. So again, that's something else that needs to hammer our way through as you're having these conversations. And we were fortunate enough to meet the team at GhostRanch, and they were able to hit it out of the park. And so that's why we were excited about working with them. I basically knew that this is going to be a fun exercise and not just work, and that they were going to get the vision that I was interested in terms of communication. And that was after we sat together, we ran through my Word document of how I wanted to break down each of the slides. And then they came back to me with a visually stunning deck. For us, we want to be heads down and, working and focused. We're going to drive up our MRR, monthly recurring revenue, and we're going to drive up our client base, and then we're going to go back out there. And it really worked well where, they were on top of it. They hit me back with what I needed. They made me want to work, quick and hard to be able to get them the answers that they needed or the insights or the feedback. And, with this sprint that they did, we meet in the morning and then they send me back something and then we meet in the afternoon. It was in this day and age where you have this insatiable appetite for instant gratification. I was like excited at the fact that I was able to receive back something a couple hours later. I'm like, yes, like this is adrenaline rushing it. And that has made us incredibly confident to be able to go out and pitch, because when we see this end result, we're like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is exactly what we want to receive, to be able to go out and sell the story. They really jump on the task, hit you back and forth. And so having that sort of team who feels like they're embedded and they're rooting for you and cheering for you, that's the vibe that you get from working with GhostRanch. So your company is your baby, right? It's one of the most important aspects of your life. Look, if you got tight timelines or not, and if you want your messaging to ring through with crisp visuals, because we've gotten amazing feedback with like, oh my gosh, your deck looks stunning. But also, if you bring the substance that's necessary, they can break that substance down and be able to hit you back with what you need that looks incredible, but also gets your message across in a way that will allow people to understand what the value proposition is that you want to bring to the table, whether it's to your client that you're selling into or whether it's to an investor who you're trying to get a check from. GhostRanch is the team.